G'day folks, welcome back to Cozy Caravan, and as you can see in the background, we are still in Pebblewick. I'm super excited in this episode to try and serve some pizzas. So the pizzeria should be up and running because we have already slept one night, which means hopefully things are organized on the pizzeria, and I know he was sort of waiting on a few different permits and stuff. Ah, look at that. So pizzeria is up and running. Fantastic. We should hopefully be able to do a bit of delivering. So let's see. Let's have a chat with Mui. Hi there, friend. So many pizzas. Any chance you could help run some pizzas out to the customers? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been invested this far, right? So there's no stopping now. Yeah, pretty standard stuff here. So should be able to do this with no problems. Normal margarita, coming right up. And I'm not entirely sure what this person's eating, but perhaps maybe it's very slight variations here. What does this have? Maybe, what is that, capsicums or something? Or in some parts of the world, they call it green peppers. And that looks like a white pizza. Maybe mushroom and some kind of a cream base. Looks delicious. Alright, let's drop that off. Grab that. Let's drop that off. We're looking for that. We want one with basil, so there. No one wants that one. Let me just grab these. Okay, we're at last orders. Very good. I think we're done. Alright, so we got Gothic shorts out of that. I was sort of hoping that we could, you know, get another pizza recipe or something like that by helping him out, but perhaps maybe if we come back every now and then we might be able to do that, because I would love like different pizza variations. Just saying hello to everyone, but it's time to leave because we've got some flour to try and make and pick up. So I'm headed south at this stage, but again, as I mentioned in the previous episode, we won't ignore like various tasks and stuff. So we do have the 3 mixtapes. I can drop that off with the goat. And oh, this patchwork tailcoat outfit, which Millicent wants. Again, it is involved, isn't it? Let me just see if we can't do that since we're already in the area. Patchwork tailcoat. Okay, so we need a lot of silk, it seems. We've got some white silk already, but we need purple, green, yellow, and pink. We know how to make pink. Let's see. And do I have dyes? I do have some dyes, although I only have the 1 batch of white silk though, so let's try and see if we can just simply make a batch of more white silk. And I might as well just use all of our silk here. Perfect. Okay, so we've got all of the silk ready. I'll hang on to 3, and I'll see if we can color them. Although, we might need to work on getting the right, like, pigments and stuff before we even proceed. So just making sure that we do actually need dyes. Alright, so purple dye needs some blue pigment and red pigment, which I think we should be able to sort out. Well, I want to just quickly make a whole bunch of pigments. That way, those pigments will be ready for whenever we need them. I think that's a decent idea. Okay, sweet. So, let's not rush into the dyes, obviously. And I will make some red dyes here as well. Or, sorry, red pigments, rather. Sweet, alright. And we could just do a purple dye right now. Brilliant. And let's just throw everything back. So we need yellow and pink. I forget how to make the pink one. Probably white pigment and red pigment. Then there's green as well. How do we make the green pigment? Or the green dye, rather. Blue and yellow. Okay. Do we have yellow flowers? Yes, we do. Okay, let's do one green dye. And do we have white pigment? I don't think we do. So let me just make some white pigment right now. Perfect. Alright, so hang on a second. It's not giving me the option to make pink dye. Oh no, okay, there's no pink dye per se, you just need to mix a couple of dyes together. Yeah, okay. Alright. Well, in that case, let me throw all of this in. Do I have white dye? No, I don't. I'll make a batch of white dye. I'll make a batch of red dye as well. Yeah, this is a very complicated process, isn't it, to make the patchwork outfit. So let's throw that in. And I think we might have everything we need for making this outfit. So let's do pink silk. I'll do purple silk. And I'll do green silk as well. If I can actually get to the silk, that would be nice. There we go. Let me just review one more time. I need yellow silk as well. Shouldn't be a problem. Right. One more review here. I think the only thing that I'm missing might be the white silk. On my person, that is. So I should just grab that. And just as well, we barely had enough silk for this, but we got it done in the end. Hang on a second. Are we missing something? Oh no! I need a sewing machine. Oh no! Guys! Alright, well, maybe a trip to Basselbrook is in order. But anyway, I mean, look, it's not like we did all of that work for nothing though, because we'll definitely be able to use it eventually. So, Basselbrook is right there. Wheatley Lodge. I kind of want to take the northern roads to Wheatley Lodge. And then I want to swing by to Windyworth Fields, and then we'll probably do like, yeah, something like that. So we'll go north, work our way south, and then go back up to Basselbrook. So a bit of an exploration of the entire western side of the entire map. So, of Harvest Vale, yes, those are the words that I'm looking for. Man, so many places to remember. Right, but we should be able to have a chat with the goat and get him to review his rhymes. So, let's grab everything. There we go. I bet you he's gonna ask us to come back on the next day. Yo, time's ticking, Blue. My cuz Morty has got to hear my rhymes on those 3 mixtapes. Oh, hang on a second. My bad. My bad. Right, it's Morty that needs the mixtapes. It's not the goat. Yes. And this is the reason why I think like some of these notes about the missions should actually be where you need to actually achieve the task. It makes it a little bit more easier. And you avoid sort of making those mistakes. I do need to also speak to Rafa about the stuff that we need him to do at the fairgrounds, right? So just trying to remember where Morty's located. Spindle Way, I think. Isn't that where he is? Spindle Way? It doesn't say here that that his name is there. Pretty sure it's in Spindle Way, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why there's a pin here. Seems a bit strange. Anyway, sorry, I'm sort of being indecisive here. Let's continue on to Candlewood National Park. I will stop at Black Stump. Actually, hang on a second. Since we're here, and we've just used all of our silk, might not be a bad idea for us to try and get some more silk. So I assume they replenish their silk on the daily. Now, one thing worth experimenting on is if we feed these guys like a meal that has, I don't know, like a higher number of points, do we think that maybe they might give us more thread in the one interaction? It's a possibility, right? That way you wouldn't have to drop off so many things all at once. well, you know, you could just visit one of them and they might actually give us a decent amount in one go. Now, if I recall, that's probably the last one. Just trying to remember if there are more. I don't think so. I think 5 is the maximum. Hey, he wants to go to Lugalago Springs. We're probably not going to be near Lugalago Springs anytime soon, so let's get a move on. Okay, Rummage is here as well, but we've already spoken to his brother about the stuff that needs to happen in the fairgrounds, so don't really need to chat with him again. We've got Cotton over here, which might be a good idea to grab as well, so... I'll grab the apple core a little bit later. Oh, okay. I need to get it out of the way. Alright, let's just leave it there. There doesn't seem to be a lot. I feel like maybe we've come back a little bit too early. Yeah. So... I think it's time for us to move on. At least we got the appreciation points though. Okay, so moving on to Candlewood National Park, we should grab the nuts and the blueberries from there. Okay, we've got Francesca Fortuna down there as well. I might quickly have a chat with her, because I think we can get like multiple blessings, right? Oh, and I could probably take Humphrey now. We better hit the road to Hershey's homestead. You ready to go, Blue? Yeah, let's do it. Alright. We'll get him back in time for his chores, his dishes, I'm sure. Welcome, welcome! Sit, sit, sit. Let's skip through this. I just want to make sure that I spot what exactly we should be making. Bread, okay. Alright, so bread equals better happiness points. That's fine. Though we don't have the flour to make it happen right now. And in fact, I'm sort of trying to get to places where we can get wheat and therefore get some flour. So... Brilliant. Okay, time to go. You know, back when I was guild rookie, we didn't have a caravan, I think. Yep, lasted a few months, but the guild wasn't the right fit for me. Well, it all went south when I built this one dam. The craft of this beautiful wall completely stopped the water flow. So I'm splashing around, and next thing I hear are the Basselbrook residents yelling down at me. Turns out the river water was flooding the town. Yep, nearly reached the guild hall too. Gilligan was shrieking about his silk shirts. Started sculpting these special apology sticks the next day. They were so popular I haven't stopped sculpting since. There you go. Reason why he is not a guild member. I'm not entirely sure I buy the whole thing about him quitting though. He probably got blacklisted. Alright, time to have a sleep as well. Oh, Rummage is here as well. Let's throw all of that in. I don't think I've got any wheat on me, so I can't exactly drop off some wheat right now. Alright, I'm sure we'll be back, Fellwood Acres, eventually. Let's drop that off, and I barely touch any of the lettuce that I have, so let me grab some tomatoes, and yeah, we can always make those soups. In the previous episode, I did mention towards the end that soups seem to be a decent option, perhaps, for recovering stamina, so we might try and make soups a little more often. So all the more reason to pick up some onions, some tomatoes, pumpkins, and I guess mushrooms as well if we see them. Bit more garbage. I'm sure there's a tiny bit more garbage lying around this way. Sweet. Alright. Let's throw all of that in the bin. And we'll have a chat with him as well. Actually, where is he? There. Because sometimes you get interesting things. Okay, we just got a whole bunch of appreciation points. Happiness points, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, time for bed. So let's do this. Might make some soups, and then we can consume at least one of them. So, I think I'm just gonna go with a nice tomato soup, because we've got plenty of tomatoes right now. So, I think we need 2 for each soup, right? So, we should be able to make 3. Brilliant. Alright. Let's throw a couple of them in there. We'll have the meal. And yeah, we'll keep soups for, you know, eating, I think. So let's have a quick chat with Bubba, in case he says anything else. I forgot to tell you we need to drop off Ivy's important stock form to Nonna. You read it? Do you think we should be reading that stuff? You know, I can just ask Auntie Mads if it's a guild rookie job. Don't stay up too late. Oh, okay, do we need to deliver something to Nonna? I can't remember that. Anyway, let's get out of this grubby tank top and maybe go with... Yeah, let's do that one. Thursday. Oh, my goodness. Alright, we might actually have a market day coming up. interesting. Are we ready for market day? I'm not entirely sure we are. So we got strawberries, apples, and mushrooms here. We don't have the book that we need to deliver to Yas just yet, do we? Or do we? We might. One sec. Let's just double check. Any books? No. A few mixtapes. Why don't we have the task listed though? Realms beyond an exploration of the multiverse. Lance from Windyworth Fields keeps forgetting to return it. We are going there, so... Windyworth Fields. Okay, there we go. The task has reappeared now. I thought we definitely picked that up in the previous episode. Anyway, regardless, there's strawberries that need picking, apples that need collecting, and mushrooms that need foraging as well. Can you classify all of that into foraging? I suppose you can, provided that you're getting it all from the wild and it's not really from someone's farm. I haven't seen any mushrooms though, so what's the deal with that? I think that might be everything here though, so let's continue on. Are we headed the right way? Toffee Top Orchards, there is something we need to do here. We need to have a chat with Caramel Sunday about, I think someone wants to open up some kind of a shop in Toffee Top. So we'll see if we can make it happen, this new venture. Ooh, got someone who wants to go to Hershey's Homestead. Hershey's Homestead is, yeah, it's on the way actually, so we can definitely do that. Got a sweet tooth, I've got the perfect fix. Hi Blue, you made those delicious candy apples yet? Did you get the double sugar crunch? Sometimes you do need a drink to wash all the deliciousness down. Well, speaking of drinks, Muddle down at Basilbrook had an idea about a cider collab. Let me guess, he's yammering on about his pop-up vision again. You know, I've already told him if we ever did a pop-up here, we'd need to serve something with a little more sugar. You tried the apple cake at Stony Bridge? I dream of those cakes. The control I use to walk by without stopping yesterday. And Olivia was saying she's short on seating at Cookin' Cakes. Might need to expand. You know what? Between the cider, the cakes, and the location, that's a vision I can see. You fancy wandering down there to see if she's keen to join the cider collab? You're nothing but sweetness. I'll put some toffee on and start mapping all these sweet ideas into a plan. Nice, nice. These sweet ideas. I might take that as our screen cap for the episode. And you know what? We can do a bit of a pose. What kind of pose do we want? Sweet ideas. I think this one's a good one. Alright. Want to kind of get the nice home in the background there. I think that's good. Let's get moving. There's a lot of things to do. And I feel like our list just keeps growing bigger and bigger. Alright, Hershey's Homestead. We're ready. Oh yeah, that's right. We need to deliver Humphrey. I forget about that. Humphrey needs to go to Hershey's Homestead as well. So, I don't know if we really want to double back and grab this person to deliver to Hershey's Homestead, but, so I'm not so much interested in the apples, but I am interested in finding some herbs out here, if we can manage that. Maybe on the other side? Oh yeah, the herbs are from the community gardens. My bad. Forgot about that. Do we have anything else out this way worth grabbing? Not really. I think we're done here. I could grab more apples, but I'm kind of keen to move on. So, because we've got a couple of days remaining before needing to open up a market, maybe I need to start figuring out where this market may likely be. Because we're sort of headed down this way. I say that today we might actually make it all the way to, like, maybe even Morty's place. If we go to Basselbrook, we've got the yellow thread, the whatever that sort of outfit is. I don't want to go to Grandview Gardens. Pink fabric and black silk. I think I could make that happen, to be honest, when we land in Grandview Gardens. So maybe that's the plan. I won't rush into making all the stuff just yet, but we can sort of plan to maybe be there on a market day to try and sell some of that stuff, and perhaps maybe by then we can actually prepare some bread as well, since we're picking up all of this wheat, and convert all of that into flour. What else can we get here? Only strawberries and wheat. Alright, very good. I like it. Let's dump all of this in and we'll make our way. I think next stop might be Hershey's Homestead. We should be able to drop off Humphrey. And we should have room, hopefully, for someone else when they do need a lift. So long as we're, you know, sort of going in that direction. Alright, so I am actually looking forward to grabbing some more potatoes. We really need some more potatoes at this stage. Right. Let's go chat to Hershey about this job. Alright. Now, we've heard so much about Ellie cooking a stew, and she needs a little bit of help with it, so let's have a chat. Hi, I'm Blue. Why the long face? Oh, hey, I'm Ellie. Can you smell that? My stew's missing something I can't put my finger on. Is that Grandma Dolly's famous stew she'd serve at the Whiz-Bang Fair? Well, it should be, but I lost the recipe. Maybe the tomatoes were wrong this time, or the pot? I can't figure it out. I need to perfect it before this year's Whiz-Bang Fair, but every time folks taste mine, they just say it's missing Dolly's stew magic. We could help by asking around Hershey's Homestead for clues. You mean like a stew investigation? That'd be amazing. It'll be Stewlius. Julius again in no time with your help. Alright. This is kind of an interesting conundrum here, isn't it? I'm kind of interested in this. Maybe this is the screenshot that we want. Let me just do... Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so I keep getting new ideas for, you know, what the main sort of theme of this episode is. Oh, hang on, who do we have here? Oh, it's Jimothy. Jimothy's just hanging out. Let's grab potatoes though. We'll start with that, and then we'll have a chat with various people about this stew and what's missing from it. Maybe Jimothy has an opinion. Okay, can't really have a chat with absolutely everyone here. Been jotting down notes from our adventure. Who knows, maybe there's a lesson or two in there about friendship. Have you tried the food at Ossie's Notchi? It's out of this world. Head over to Clanberry to taste it for yourself. Yes, we have been there, sir. Young sir. And we can confirm. Yeah, let's look for people to speak to. There's a few people here. You're here to train for the Bumbling of the Bees race? The real race happens during the Whizbang Fair, but we run a tight practice schedule. You can join us for a practice run. No tactics though, we keep it friendly. Can't risk injury before the big race. The track is marked out, so just follow the arrows. And first runner to the line wins. You want to test out your running pace? Sure, alright. Let's do it. So this is a bit of a race. We've never done anything like this before. Oh, right. I thought that was a bit of garbage for rummage, but you sort of need to avoid them. Oh, I want some mushrooms. I can't exactly like pick up anything during the race. I wonder if this consumes some of our stamina. It might. So, am I right in thinking that the Whizbang Fair might be like endgame stuff? Could be. Oh, I was just warming up, but I'll get you next time. I think we've got ourselves a new contender here, folks. Hey, you like making things? Look what I spotted while we were racing. It's all yours. Fish and chips? Nice, nice, nice. Definitely like new recipes. Why is there a random apple sitting around? I really just want to have a chat with people about this stew. Can I smell Ellie attempting Dolly's stew again? I reckon her last batch was missing something to do with Barry's signature tomatoes. Did you know Barry talks to them? His tomatoes? Makes them blush redder than the sunset, apparently. Always wonder what the tomatoes say back to make Barry blush, though. The way the last batch was smelling, though, it might need more than just the tomatoes. Talk to Barry at Fellowwood Acres and keep asking around Hershey's homestead for clues. Okay. So, at least that's one clue. Let's look for other people we can chat to. No one here. Okay, I got a couple of people right here. Hopefully they say something about the stew. Ah, Barry and his famous tomatoes. Just travel north from here. Alright, so maybe we do need to go see Barry about this stew in Fellowwood Acres. Let's drop some of this stuff off. And I'm hoping there's a few more people down this way. This better work. I tried earplugs. I tried sending him off on adventures. Nothing stops the yammering. Hershey. Humphrey's here to start on your wood sculpture job. Shh, bring it in. We can't have little ears hearing this. You know, when you need to escape all the yammering, the persistent questions, the constant poking, I need a permanent solution to distract Jimothy. Hiding out in the outhouse didn't work. Nope. He caught me heading in there. It was like a tiny talking prison. I've got something in mind. But, well, we'll need a lot of wood. Take whatever you need, just keep this between us. Thanks for the ride, Blue. I'd better get chewing. Nice. Okay, I wonder if Jimothy's gonna help him with that. Now I'm talking about lifelike interpretation. Okay, maybe he's doing a sculpture of him. Possibly. Jean-Pierre, hello. Yanni had a smile this morning, and so did Laurel. That's odd. Oh dear, is that the time? I better help Bubba set camp. Oh, okay, it's late already. I see. Yeah, we've got onions over there. I just want clues, guys. Clues as to what we should do about this stew. I don't see anyone else, though. There's someone here, I think. Dazza. Hey, have you eaten Grandma Dolly's famous stew? Eaten it? I hoovered Dolly's stew down faster than a glass of strawberry milk. Only problem was I kept getting green things stuck in my throat. Green things? Herbs. Dolly got hers from Hans, I think. He manages the community garden near Toffee Top Orchard. We've just been there. You asked around yet? Bad things always happen in threes. Herbs from Hans near Toffee Top Orchards, and keep asking around Hershey's homestead for clues. Got it. Alright. Who else? Who else is around to ask questions to? Alright, I may as well grab the onions. But these people in front of the farms, they don't ever really talk about anything else aside from farming. Winnie? Hi there, we're helping Ellie with her stew. I'd always eat Dolly's stew at the Whiz Bang Fair. Always had a distinct sweet note. Tasted like molasses to me, but some folk thought it was sugar. You should ask Miss Strudel at Sweetness Way. She'd know for sure what Dolly used. Ask Miss Strudel about something sweet. Got it. Okay, that should do it. Barry's farm for tomatoes, Miss Strudel's farm for something sweet, and herbs from Toffee Top Orchards. I feel like we kind of need to do a U-turn to try and do all of this. Time to get going. Right, let's grab onions. Do these guys a bit of a favor. Okay, that's only a few. Wonder if I missed one or two. Maybe. Alright, so we do have like this big task about the stew. I'm sort of thinking about whether or not I want to change my plan and try to deal with the stew first, but I think it's probably better if we maybe swing by after 1 or 2 more days, just so that when we are passing through, we get to actually pick the maximum amount of stuff from all of those farms. And mind you, I am also still looking for this bloody scarecrow. I've not really been paying too much attention. Did we see a scarecrow in here? No scarecrow here. And I didn't see a scarecrow where the onions were. So, no scarecrow there. Sweetness Way, we do need to have a chat with someone there. So, let's get to it. Let's move on. And Sweetness Way, maybe there could be some scarecrows there. I'm trying to keep my eyes peeled. Though, I'll be honest, I completely forgot when we were passing through the wheat area. Town with the wheat. Alright, so let's check in at the community gardens first, pick some stuff here.
Hi-oh. Oh, hi-oh.
So who was it that we need to speak to though? So it is Miss Strudel. Miss Strudel. Trying to remember Miss Strudel. Let's just drop all of this off. Ah, here's Miss Strudel. Poor Ellie, ain't having much luck. Well, if it isn't Blue, I've been expecting you. Heard Ellie's not having much luck recreating Dolly's stew. Has she added a whole sugarcane stalk? Dolly never added it either until this one day when I was helping her in the kitchen. I slipped on one of Barry's tomatoes and dropped a whole stalk right into the pot. I tell you, that's how Dolly's Whiz-Bang Fair stew got so famous. Head on through and grab a few stalks. You dump one of those straight into the pot, it'll taste like Dolly's in no time. Sweet, alright. So that's the secret. I thought perhaps maybe she'd give us a recipe for like molasses or something like that, and that would be the secret ingredient, but turns out I was wrong. Now, are there scarecrows in this farm? I'm not sure. Scarecrows... I don't see any, so... It's been the longest time for me looking for scarecrows, so I wonder if I might need to just do a bit of research on it. I'm also just going to swing by this way to maximize our sugarcane harvesting. So what else is there here? I think that's everything that we can get. So everything else is from the community gardens. Which means we should be able to move on, and we are headed to Buzzington Hills and then Windyworth Fields, right? So... Alright, here we are. We may as well grab some honey. Do I need eggs? I'm not sure if I really need some eggs right now. I think we've got plenty of eggs piled up, so not going to worry about the beggs. I am interested in just taking a look at the cornfields to see if there aren't any scarecrows in this spot. Which I don't really see any, unfortunately. So scarecrows seem to be a bit elusive. We can do some corn chowders as well. Thanks to all this corn. Mumbles. I wish we could actually do some millings at that location, because, you know, there is an actual windmill there, right? So it wouldn't make sense for a couple of locations to drop off your wheat to try and make some flour. Anyway, Windyworth Fields it is. Let's do it.
When you get it all. Here, one and all.
I feel like it's been ages since we've been to Windyworth Fields. Alright, let's get off and let's just look around a little bit. Oh my god, we've got the bee issue in this place. Might be able to get 2 of them in one, if we're lucky. Okay. If we get lucky, we might spot the last one somewhere. Whoop, right here. Let's go. Nice. Alright, good stuff. Gothic trousers. Alright, let's grab all of the wheat. Excited about the wheat, but I'm also just checking for the scarecrows here. Why are there no scarecrows in any of these farms? Do the birds just ignore these guys? Yeah, I do not see any scarecrows. Alright, done and done. Maybe we should just quickly check in to see if there's anything else worth grabbing. Mushrooms, potentially, if we come across them, but I'm not gonna fuss too much about it, I reckon. So, onwards to Stony Bridge. Yeah, I'm gonna wanna try and look up where to find a scarecrow, guys, because this is getting a little bit frustrating to try and find one. I would have thought that I would have found a scarecrow by now. Where does this road lead to? No, it doesn't lead anywhere. Like a strange sort of pathway, though. Utah. What's to be had here? Maybe there's a community garden somewhere? So I want to quickly check to see if we can just grab some stuff. Would the community gardens have scarecrows in them? I'm not sure. I don't see one here.
Hiya.
Okay. Let's continue on. I don't think there's really anything else that we need to do here. Oh, and it's already time for another break. So, oh, it is Friday today, which means Oh, if there's anything, we might want to do a market here in Stonybridge. Right, instead of Grandview Gardens, maybe this is the spot. We should be able to make these two items without too much of an issue. So... and I guess this is a good use for our grapes, because we're not exactly doing anything with the grapes just yet. And do we have more grapes? We do, but maybe let's not use all of them. Tomatoes and tomato soup. Yeah, we should be able to... just do another batch of tomato soups. By the way, guys, I totally forgot to look at the first thing that we got a blessing on from Francesca Fortuna, so I don't exactly know what else people are looking for, but we could make a whole bunch of bread. I don't think that's impossible for us to do. So, do we not have any bread dough? I don't think we do have just dough on us right now. Let me just figure out what we need for dough. So, milk is a limiting factor at the moment, so is butter, in fact. So we might only be able to make like 3 batches of bread. Shame. Shame. But, I mean, it is what it is. So... but I would have thought, like, bread should be a bit simpler, right? Like water, salt, flour, yeast if you have it, but this one calls for butter, so it's more like a brioche style, maybe. Okay, one more. And then we should start making the bread. Now I forget if there's anything else that we need for plain bread. Because I don't think we've ever made plain bread before. So let's just have a look. Bread. Yeah, we just need the dough, really, so why not? Grab it. Butter. Yeah, there's no real way for us to make butter without using up some milk, and then milk would be a blocker. So yeah, 3 batches of bread coming up, and that would have to be it, really. Okay, so the bread is what is being blessed there. I'm just trying to look for other things that might have the symbol. No raw ingredients. What about textiles and stuff? Oh, grey fabric. Grey fabric. So we need black dye and white dye and then some fabric. That's very doable. Yeah, so we just need the dyes. I was doubting myself for a second there, thinking that we needed the pigments, but it's actual dyes that we need. So got plenty of the black dahlias, so let's convert all of that into, well, not all of it, but some of it into pigments, and then we'll do some black dyes. And a couple of white fabrics there for some grey dye. Yeah, I gotta be very careful there with which one you want to choose, because it doesn't exactly say grey dye. You just need to make sure that you're paying attention to the color. Yeah, we'll do one more, because we can. Okay, so we are ready for a decent market day tomorrow. Let's actually get it done, and I reckon that would probably be the episode. Let's do the workwear. Let's have a sleep. Ring the bell for the market, and then we should be good. Ooh, apples for milk. That sounds like a good trade to me. Let's do it. Nice. So now, if I wanted to, I could make even more bread before we even start the market, but you know what, I'm not going to worry about it. Eggs for dyes and pigments, probably don't need that. Let's do a market, and let's get things done. So, grey fabric, bread, sultanas, tomato soups. There. Bread there. Once he picks this up, I'll drop some soups. Ooh, someone wants blueberry jam? I could help with that. Okay. The guy who wants the blueberry jam has disappeared, so... Yeah, we'll keep an eye out until we see the right people asking for the right stuff. Let's do that. And we got a tomato soup there. Sultanas can help with that. Orange dye. Do I have any orange dye? I do. Alright, let's see. What do we have? Sultanas and the bread and maybe some more grey fabric. Someone wants some flour. I'm probably not going to dish out any of my flour because I'd rather convert that into something else. Ooh, someone wants some pasta. If we manage to sell the pasta, that would probably yield quite a big reward. Okay, well, that's the entire day, so... we didn't manage to sell all of the things, though. Let's end the day. Actually, hang on. Let's make the sale. Nice. Alright, let's ring the bell. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright. Let's have another sleep. And, well, I mean, there is going to be another market day tomorrow, so we could essentially, like, do another market, but I'm actually going to take a break here, and we might start off the next episode with another market day, just to sell off some of the stuff that we've already made, and we'll continue going up north in the next episode. Going to try and go to Fellowwood Acres again, to try and drop off some wheat, hopefully get a little bit of extra flour that way, and yeah, plenty of tasks. Now there's the stew trouble to try and deal with, so hopefully we can get that done or partially done in the next episode as well. Cheers for watching, drop a like down below, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.